Going.
Reality NSFW Survivor Season 42, Episode number 3. We're going to be covering that all tonight, just talking it through. I am one of your hosts, Lauren Pratt, along with my co-host, Sarah Hart. And tonight we are joined by one of my absolute favorites. She was there with us for the draft, and she is back yet again to talk about this episode. We got Lyrsa in the house.
Hey, what's up, guys? How's it
How you
going?
Not much.
I'm
Excited
good.
to
I'm
talk
good.
about this.
Yes. What an episode, ladies and gentlemen and humans. What an episode. So
One of
messy.
the most wild ones I've seen in quite some time, especially that epic and crazy tribal council.
Yes. I will have to agree to that.
But we will definitely dive deep into that when we get there. But let's just start by talking about the episode, the Taku tribe, the after tribal council thoughts, and then Marianne just coming out with that extra vote saying, hey guys, here it is. No worries. We have another vote in our corner.
It's 5. We're 4, but we have 5. I don't know. I feel that I know that she seems very humble and so excited, but I think that she's giving way too much information to everybody. She's going like so naive into this. So she's telling everybody what she has. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, it seems like she's just, like you said, Lyrsa, she's so excited about everything that I feel like she just is probably saying it, and then probably after like, but hopefully maybe she's saying that. I know I would be. I'd be like, it would be the one where I'm trying to speak and I'm trying to grab the thought as it's coming out of my mouth, which, sometimes when you're excited that happens. But in this case, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you always share what you find with your ally, but like not the whole tribe, because you don't know what's going to happen the next day. Like, this game is something that you have to take day by day. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow.
Right. I feel like I would have had the Lindsay approach that she was saying, I don't know how I necessarily feel about Marianne having this extra vote, because what we've seen of Marianne is very energetic. She's lively. And a lot of the times that can be a good thing, but also a bad thing in the sense of, as we just saw, sharing too much information. And so if she is one of your allies, she could then potentially on a swap. I doubt there's going to be a swap this season. I have no idea. But at a merge scenario, sharing too much information with people that aren't necessarily in your corner.
Yeah. It can come bite her later. You never know. Do you think there's not going to be a swap?
Well, if we're comparing it to what we saw in 41, I'm thinking not. But no. I would be open to a swap. I think that would shake the game up for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I would like to see a swap, but my hopes are not high.
Such a different game.
Lyrsa, are you a swap person? Do you prefer no swap?
Of course not. I mean, I prefer swaps when I'm not involved in them. Of course, bring all the swaps you want, but when I'm involved in them, no. Let me have my group. I already established relationship. I have a majority here. No. So it all depends. As a viewer, sure. Why not? I'm not being screwed. But yeah.
I brought up a little bit of, maybe PTSD there. I'm very sorry.
I still have more PTSD about the rain than anything else. So yeah, swapping wasn't that bad. I lasted a little bit longer. So
that's for sure. But then all of a sudden they all want to go idol hunting, which that's a different approach that we haven't seen, where the whole entire tribe says, you know what, we're all going to work together and see if we can find this idol. And then we get to the scenario and the situation with Omer and Marianne. Marianne just happens to be the one yet again to come across something. And if I am her, I know I already have something. So I would rather Omer be the one to open that up instead of her.
But as a super fan, which she said that she has seen every single episode except seeing 6 episodes of Tocantins is what she said, right?
Right.
Of course, I want to open the Immunity Idol. I want to open the Clue. I mean, as a super fan, but yeah, the right move will have been for her to like give it to Omar. At least both people will have a target in it, right, in the game, and not just her, because now she has like this huge target. Because again, she said that she had it, right? She said it again, like,
She did.
girl, I love you, but you need to like keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, that was a little. It was a little bit painful to watch that. Like I said, that's that excitement. She's such an excitable person, and I think she just can't help herself, really.
At that point in time, Omer already knows about it, so maybe you make a deal to keep it between each other. But again, we've seen with Omer, he's closest with Jonathan, I think, at this point in time. So he's going to tell Jonathan no matter what. So in that scenario, I'm not completely opposed to her sharing it with everyone, because they did do tribe think, essentially, with all going out and searching for it at the same time.
Yeah, I guess so, but I don't want to divert here. But talking about Omar and Jonathan, I love those two together. They're my favorite bromance recently, and I am so chipping them. I love them together. And oh my god, okay, we'll talk about that when we get to that part. But yes, sorry,
honestly,
I got so excited for a second
right now. Go with it. Let us hear it.
I am so impressed with Jonathan. I have a straight crush with him. Like, and then knowing that he can't sing Part of Your World, like, come on. I love him. I love him. He's like my platonic survivor crush. Everybody's like Malcolm and like other people. Jonathan, that's my baby boy. Definitely.
Your baby boy. I just hope we get a video of you two singing that song
That's
together.
not gonna happen. I am a terrible, terrible singer. I said that, but I am a terrible, terrible singer. Can't sing.
Do we know if he can sing?
Well, he said that he can carry it to the perfect tune.
But maybe he'll help you out, you know?
Yeah, I think that he will cover my back.
It's a duos, you know?
Yeah, and then we can get a video of it.
We'll think about it.
And maybe then it goes viral. You just never know what can happen these days. It's crazy.
I know. This can be like, we can even go like as a couple in American Idol and everything. Like, who knows? Who knows? Let's branch this out.
Yeah, we're thinking big here, everyone. But yes, so Marianne does find it, and here is the phrase that she has to say at a challenge. It's another classic case of the bunny rabbit having dinner in the mailbox. How are people thinking of these phrases?
I am gonna guess that whoever came up with these phrases was really, really bored. Really bored and had nothing else going on, because they're like so freaking weird. What is like dinner on the mailbox? Like, did he order Uber Eats or something like that?
I just pictured like a little tiny dining room table inside the mailbox, and like the bunny with its little like silverware,
like the miniature videos on Instagram of like people cooking.
But it's a little bunny, little rabbit.
Huh. And I think that that's gonna bite him in the ass later, because Mike knows what she is saying, and he knows it will activate the idols, and still he doesn't want to activate them. Which, does the other tribe found the idol too or not yet?
No. We have no idea. They showed
no idea, right?
Nothing of Ika. Nothing.
Okay.
Is he the third? Does it have to go in order?
I think so.
I don't think so. Somebody, what happened last season was that somebody said it and somebody else replied with something weirder, and then somebody else said something even weirder, and that's how they all activated. But Mike doesn't want to say his phrase because he thinks that it's gonna keep him safe once they merge. But what if you don't make the merge, bro?
Well, I get that
Or
too, but
and
I
you need
also
it like
think
right now.
it's a tough call because you have to look at it from Mike's perspective in this one instance. I mean, we're jumping ahead a little bit, but let's cover it real quick. Is he heard Marianne say the phrase, and I thought he made a smart play in the sense of he was waiting for the other tribe to say something and he didn't hear it. So then if he can get away with only having to say it one time instead of people getting sketched out and confused, why is the second phrase being said again? It's a good play on his end.
Yeah. But he also said that he wants to not say anything until merge. Because then nobody will have to, like, nobody will know. The other people will know he has it. So it will put a target on him, right? But also, I mean, I don't know. Right now, I don't think he should have the luxury of not saying it. I will have said it and at least have it in my pocket activated if the other person says it. Just in case.
I think that if you tell really anybody about your idol, that you have to assume that everybody's eventually going to know that you have an idol. So it's almost kind of like his point is kind of null and void at that point because everybody is going to know about his idol at some point.
I mean, everybody knows from his side except Lydia and High, right? Because he like share it and people had to see the clues and see the idol and reread it. So half of his tribe knows already.
Yeah.
And after what we just saw, I wouldn't be surprised if Lydia and High find out about it from Daniel because Daniel spills the beans about everything at this point and has clearly no idea what he is going to be doing moving forward after that tribal council performance. But let's talk about this Vati tribe here. And we can start again with Daniel not being able to find his shit anywhere. Nowhere. Just no.
Daniel's kind of a mess.
I didn't expect him to be like that. I thought that because he's a super fan, he was going to be cool, calm, and collected. And he's so paranoid. So paranoid. He has to read everything twice. And I get it, but I thought he was going to be more chill about it.
Yeah. That was far from chill. Because
yeah,
I would agree.
I think the problem with Daniel is he really comes across as wanting to play super, super well and play hard because, you know, if you're a fan of the show, once you get out there, you're saying, oh my gosh, this is my dream and everything. But he didn't like hit the chill zone where, all right, let me just, you know, relax a little bit. And also reading the situation with Mike and approaching Mike to read the fine print, you could tell by Mike's body language he did not want to give that to him. So take some time, relax. If Mike really wants you to see it, he will come to you, which Mike did that because he wanted him to feel comfortable, but he really had no other option, I don't think.
Yeah. It was such a messy situation. At the end of the day, Daniel just needs to think twice before doing a lot of his actions. I think he's jumping ahead a little bit too much, and he's not taking a moment to pause and realize, okay, is asking him to read this really a good idea? And then realizing, no, probably not right now, or maybe later.
It's not like they're going anywhere. He could have waited.
Yep.
They're definitely not going anywhere. So I don't know. I feel like he's so paranoid, and like we'll talk about it later. This is gonna mess his game because he's like so counting and telling people that he's counting votes, and he's like replaying everything in his head. So in the end, I feel that that's gonna cost him his game. It's too much, and he cannot keep track. Like he had the idol, dropped the idol, put the clue in the pants, then didn't have the clue. Like he can't even keep track of what he's doing.
He's gonna have a tough time coming back from all of that. And even so, he dropped the idol and then left part of the stuff in his shorts and didn't even give all the rest of it to Mike. Like so many different places. It's not even as if he just left it in the location. He still left it in his shorts. Like that makes it worse. Oh.
Yeah. The whole that whole exchange was so weird because I still like semi understand while he was like was he trying to keep it from him? Is that what he was trying to do and then he just ended up dropping it accidentally and then he got caught? I feel like that's kind of what happened, but also they showed that, but they didn't. So I was a little confused at that part, but oh, Daniel, that's
Yeah,
really
the first time I saw the episode, I thought that he possibly wanted to keep the clue or something. But then on the second time I watched, I realized that he's just like so paranoid that he has like no clue where he's going and what he's doing. So I don't think it was malicious from his part, like dropping shit. I think that he's just fucking paranoid.
Yeah, his memory is just gone at this point. But Lyrsa, did you play with anyone that compares to Daniel?
No, we were not that paranoid. We were not that crazy. Yeah, I think that even though there were situations in the island that you're like scrambling around. No, I think the craziest part, which you only saw half, was like the whole jacket thing and the back and forward and me doing confessionals and not knowing what was going on, and they were like hiding my shit, like, but I wasn't even there. That's the craziest thing I can think happened with me involved in the game, but nothing like Daniel. I have an analogy of his game on this episode, but I have to give it at the end. Can't give it now because it has to be the whole closure, including the tribal. So
love
I
that.
have
You're
it right
gonna
here.
just close us all out and wrap it up when we get there. I am so here for it. But I do have to point out one thing Mike said that cracked me up was, "Get medical in here. I'm stroking out." In reference to the entire Daniel situation.
Oh my god. I didn't know that Mike is half Puerto Rican, so I had like no clue until recently. But oh my god, yeah, he's hilarious. Ah.
I loved that line because last episode he kind of annoyed me a little bit because he was just like forgetting where he put the idol and all the, I'm just like, oh, Mike. This episode, he was he redeemed himself a little bit, so I'm happy for him.
I just think Daniel and Mike kind of reversed each other a little bit because
yes,
last episode we were like, yeah, Daniel, you go, Daniel, and this episode we're like, oh no, you don't go, Daniel. Yeah, Mike now, and I guarantee it's gonna switch up throughout the rest of this game.
That whole tribe
consistency.
Oh man, and I think it's funny because I feel like they got rid of like Jenny, who is very we'll get there, but they get rid of never mind.
We'll get there.
Yes, we'll get there. They're just
right.
a mess. All a mess.
We're just gonna let the Vati tribe chill for a little bit because we will be talking about them very shortly. So let's jump right into this immunity challenge, and there you have Marianne attempting the phrase, and So how I think it worked for her was pretty good because the last time she was talking about her love for Zach. And so if I'm sitting there as another contestant, I go, well, she said something very interesting last time. So, I mean, this can't be out of the blue, you know?
Yeah, that could be like, it's branded, right? The other episode, she said something about Zach. She's always so excitable, right? So, yeah, she can say whatever she wants and nobody's going to suspect anything.
I love that she came up with like a whole little story around it too. It wasn't just a phrase, she like gave you a story. I thought that was just great.
She did use well the phrase. It was not like last season that randomly they were saying something shit about broccoli and everybody was like, what? No, she kind of like went through it and made out a story that will kind of like didn't seem that weird, even though it was going to be weird.
Although Jeff was like, tell me more.
Of course, he's going to do that. I mean, Dad wants you to talk and say the most you can. So if she's saying something weird, he wants an explanation because he knows why she's saying that. So,
yeah, I think here's what I will say. You almost kind of found some really great people to be saying these phrases. Marianne's iconic. And I want to see Mike attempt this at some point because I just don't think he's going to be able to remember the phrase.
Oh,
that is true.
You're probably
thought of it.
Oh, Oh, poor guy. Oh, that's
Do
gonna
they
be
have
fun.
to say? Do they have to say the whole exact phrase, or like saying something along the words, like paraphrasing will work?
All right, we talked about this last week, and I said if they tell you have to say a specific phrase, I think you have to say it correctly. Otherwise, it shouldn't count.
But I don't think that happened last season.
It didn't, though.
Yeah.
No, it did
I mean,
not.
I agree. I feel like it should be said verbatim. You have so much time, you need to be able to memorize it.
No, you don't have much time. You don't understand. People are around you. It's not like you can like take out a piece of paper and
Well,
start
I mean,
like
in your head.
reading.
Okay, so let's talk about this real quick. Who from Ika would you think would be the most entertaining person to find this to have to say the phrase?
Let me see.
I have to
Oh my
think.
god. I think Romeo,
Need luck.
right? Is he from Ika?
Yeah, Romeo's on Ika.
Yeah. The blue tribe. I go by colors. Sorry.
I
Yes.
you know, I didn't write that down this time. I normally have the colors next to it, but I can start going colors if that's the direction we want to go in.
No, that's okay. That's okay. I'm the one that's like can't remember names. Yes, I think Romeo will be hilarious saying the phrase. I don't know which phrase, but he will be hilarious.
I actually think Tori would be really interesting.
Really?
Because I don't know, she's pretty expressive, and I think it would be interesting to just see how she is able to maneuver the phrase.
I think Roxroy would be my favorite one to do it. Because I could just envision Roxroy opening this up and saying to himself, "Are you serious? I've been stuck with these kids on this tribe, and now I'm gonna say this stupid ass phrase."
He's so annoyed by it.
Yeah.
He would be so upset. Like, what in the hell?
Now this? Now I have to say this?
That's what I mean. All right, so we're gonna jump into this immunity challenge. So what they have to do, they have to race out and retrieve a ladder off of the ocean floor, use it to get a key, use the key to unlock sandbags, and then they have to land 5 of those sandbags on the targets. First 2 tribes to do that win immunity. Losing tribe goes to tribal council. And yet again, we have some sit-outs. So from Bati, we have Daniel and Lydia sitting out, and then from Ika, we have Romeo sitting out. And this is a question that I want to run by both of you. So obviously on some seasons, we do not see when they have reward challenges, they choose not to show that to us. But here's my opinion. Daniel got to sit out that last immunity challenge. So I think if there was no reward challenge in between this immunity challenge, Daniel should have had to run this challenge.
As per the rule, yeah, he should have been because he sat down on the previous challenge.
Yeah, so
but
I found that weird.
maybe because of the shoulder situation, because they kind of like mentioned it before the challenge that his shoulder was still giving him a little bit of issues, right?
Okay.
So maybe they decided like they flexed the rule because of that. I mean, you guys want to see us struggle there, but you don't really want to see us really getting injured. So maybe if he played this challenge and because of the water currents, it was a high probability of him getting re-injured. I think that possibly that's the reason why he sat down again. Because he should have participated on that challenge.
Yeah, so someone commented the rule is only 1 set out per episode, and that's what I have thought and what we've seen before. But I still think though you should have to participate, and just this is my opinion, but again, bringing the shoulder aspect into it, they might not have said to us, hey, you know what, he needs to sit out because like medically he probably can't participate in this challenge.
They could have also done something where they talked to the whole tribe and said, hey, you know, if he were to sit out as the whole, and had kind of like a mini vote or something to make sure everyone was okay with it. Because they probably also want to try to win too. So they probably are like, well, like they're probably okay with it. And I mean, if I were on that tribe, I don't think I would care. I'd be like, yeah, please sit out.
But I'm thinking for the other tribes, if he's one of their weaker people, yes, please play, even though they still ended up losing the challenge. But you never know what's going to happen in these challenges.
Yeah, they could have asked everybody too. Who knows? It's hard to see. Hard to know what else we haven't seen, I guess.
Happened, yeah, behind cameras.
I just like thinking about scenarios. So that was just one that I wanted to point out where I was saying
No,
to myself, that's interesting. He got to sit out both of them.
yeah, no, good pickup on that.
So, Lyrsa, do you want to take it away here with talking about your man Jonathan and his
Oh
performance
my
in this challenge?
god. He reminded me of Lucky from Australia. Like, yeah, Lucky is another guy that like he's so strong, unbeatable. Like the way he just went down and on not all that tiny nuts, which are like pretty difficult if you're underwater. Like outside of the water, they're fine. Underwater, it's like crazy, right? And then he's just grabbing the like ladder here and pulling people. Like, oh my god, what can this do not do? Right? He ran that whole challenge. He did everything. He did everything, and they needed that. They really needed that win to like stay, at least even with numbers. Yeah, he was great. He was great. He was like Big John. I heard Jeff said Big John. Yes. And also about the other two tribes. I mean, the current was like really, really heavy. I've been there and it's really unpredictable because it all depends on the winds and like, stuff like that. And to see them struggle, I in one of our challenges, they stopped because we none of the tribes could do it. And we have been in it for like an hour. You guys didn't see it on this episode. You saw that they stopped the challenge and they like brought the keys to the shore because it was like such a struggle. But I think that it was a really good decision. I mean, they could have like drawn in the ocean. It was like the current was really, really strong and the water levels were going up. So I think that was a good decision. And then you see these both tribes battling it out, because the orange tribe had such a great advantage and they were like sitting down already. Um, I thought that the green tribe was the one that was going to win. I thought that the blue one was going to go to tribal for some reason. So it was interesting, the outcome for me.
Yeah, it was a really interesting challenge to watch through. Which challenge in your season was the one where they had to stop y'all?
The second challenge, the one that we had to build the puzzle holding the rope, but we all had to go at the same time and come back at the same time. The thing with that challenge was that if I had my piece all in order, but I needed Gabby to also had her things all in orders because mines were on top of hers, right? It was no use for me to put mines if she didn't put hers. So we both of the tribes, the Goliaths sucked at that too. And we were so beat up. I had a anxiety attack, a panic attack, and a heat stroke because that was the hottest day in Fiji and it was like 100 and something, and I thought I was gonna die. They had to took me, they had to took Jessica, and they had to took Gabby out, and that's why you see there's a swap in players, but you guys didn't see what happened because the previous episode we had the medevac from Pat. So on the second one, like you cannot keep having medevacs in every single episode, right? So they didn't play it. But I remember I thought I was gonna die, and I told Dr. Joe I cannot die. Like I cannot die. You don't understand. I cannot die. And he was like, "You're not gonna die. You just need to chill. You just need to chill." So it's not the first time, to my knowledge, because I was in a situation that they had to stop the challenge and kind of like regroup and restart a challenge.
Wow. That's intense.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I don't know if I should have said that because I'm have been like broken on my NDA. Please, if I did, it's 5 millions, and I hope that all of you will raise that money for me. Thank you. Shit.
All right.
There is no amount of collages I can sell that can pay $5 million. Just saying, guys.
Well, with that, we can transition here to our next talking point for the moment. So, obviously, Taku and Ika, they take the win there. They also get Taku ends up swapping what the fruits and shelter supplies stuff for fishing gear, which I want to ask you, Lyrsa, is that the right decision? Is it to go for the fishing gear or take the other reward that they could have gotten?
Honestly, no. That fishing gear, unless you really know how to fish, it's useless. Can't use it. For you to be able to fish in Fiji in those islands, you have to go really out of the shore. It doesn't work where we are, right? So you have a fishing gear that you can practically do not use. I wanted the fishing gear because I didn't know about it, right? I didn't know it was useless. And then when we swapped, we went to the Goliath tribe and they had the fishing gear and it was all there. Also, the net was broken up. It had a fucking hole. Thank you to whoever broke that shit. I spent like a whole day unknotting that and then again, useless because it had a hole in it. But you cannot, like, in the conditions of the ocean over there, you cannot use that fishing gear. The fruit is the best choice because at least you have something that you can, like, save for a couple of days, like the bananas and, like, the oranges. Fishing gear. Have you seen anybody fish in recent seasons? Fish, like, fish a lot.
No.
Not
And
really.
survive with fishing. No, it's useless. Sorry, guys. It is useless. We need to change that reward.
Well, see, you're letting people know, like, for future people that potentially could go out there. Because, in my opinion, I would have gone for the toolkit that they had and the fruit, because you're getting two different things with that.
Yeah, definitely. If you ever play in the future, do not pick the fishing gear. It's useless.
Noted.
You heard it here first, folks. You heard it right from Lyrsa, who has been out there on the island.
It was so useless that at some point I was chasing crabs down the shore and I was trying to smack them with the paddle from our like tiny boat because nothing else was working. So yeah, don't pick that. It's useless.
Well, so after hearing how useless the decision that they made, they had to.
I am definitely not going to be invited back to this show. I mean, I'm shitting them today. Like, nothing works on this show.
You're pretty much a staple on our thing now. So we love it. But again, they had to make another decision and deciding who they wanted to send over to the island. And they decided to go with Chanel there and then have to pick one of their own. And Omar said, you know what? I want to go. So then those two are going to go off to the island, do their thing. And once we come back from a commercial break, we will break all of that down. It's one of Lyrsa's favorite commercials. So let's bring it on.
Yes.
Lucy Nicotine is a company founded by Caltech scientists and former smokers looking for a better and cleaner nicotine alternative. Finally, tobacco alternatives that don't suck.
Researched and developed for 3 years to be made for people, not patients. Lucy has created a nicotine gum with 4 milligrams of nicotine that comes in 3 flavors: wintergreen, cinnamon, and pomegranate. Lucy also has a lozenge with 4 milligrams of nicotine in cherry ice flavor. Each and every flavor actually tastes great, and it's convenient and discreet. Products can be enjoyed anywhere, on flights, at work, on the go, or even in the gym.
I am so happy that Lucy is sponsoring us. Ever since they came on board, I have gotten no less than 5 of my friends transitioned over to Lucy and put their cigarettes down. They like the gum. I'm used to seeing the packages all around. This stuff is great, and it's really helping people make much healthier choices. So get on board and join the Lucy movement.
Hey, it's 2021. Get rid of your cigarettes, unplug your vape, throw out your dip, and get some Lucy nicotine gum or lozenges. This is the real deal. A subscription to Lucy comes directly to your door each month. It's so simple that you don't even have to leave your house because Lucy has delivery down.
Reality NSFW listeners, go to lucy.co and use promo code SURVIVOR to get 20% off all products, including gum or lozenges. That's lucy.co and use promo code SURVIVOR at checkout. Also, I have to give this disclaimer. Warning, this product contains nicotine derived from tobacco. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. That's lucy.co, and be sure to use that promo code Survivor.
This episode of Reality NSFW is sponsored by Blue Chew. Say it with us, Blue Chew. Blue Chew is making waves and bringing more confidence to the bedroom by offering chewable tablets that can help men get stronger and longer lasting erections. That's right, we're giving away super hard dicks.
Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in chewable form and at a fraction of the cost. Blue Chew's tablets help men achieve harder, stronger erections to combat all forms of ED.
Blue Chew is an online prescription service, so no visits to the doctor offices, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy. And it ships right to your door in a discreet package. The process is simple. Sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. And the best part, it's all done online.
Blue Chew's licensed medical providers work with you to find the right ingredient and strength for your prescription. Don't like swallowing pills? No problem here. Blue Chew's sildenafil and tadalafil tablets are chewable. Blue Chew's tablets are made in the USA and they prepare and ship direct, so it's cheaper than a pharmacy.
Hey, if you're looking to give that immunity idol to someone, or you don't want to be voted out of a crater, don't worry, Blue Chew's got you covered. So if you could benefit from extra confidence when it's time to perform, visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information.
And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew free when you use promo code SURVIVOR at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's Blue Chew, BlueChew.com, promo code SURVIVOR to receive your first month free. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast.
We're all trying to eat better, but healthy breakfast doesn't have to be boring. Magic Spoon has the amazing flavors you love, but without all the bad stuff. And it's amazing as a midnight snack right before bed.
0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, and only 4 net grams of carbs in each serving. That's only 140 calories per serving.
It's keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, and low-carb. And build your own box. Available flavors to build your very own custom bundle are cocoa, fruity, frosted, peanut butter, blueberry, cinnamon, cookies and cream, and my favorite, maple waffle. Now, Magic Spoon recently brought back their 2 super popular flavors, cookies and cream and maple waffle. Thank goodness. But they're back permanently. And when these flavors were first introduced for a limited time, they sold out extremely quickly. Now, I'm here to let you know you can get them again or try them for the first time. Why? Because they're delicious and indulgent.
Johnny, Magic Spoon has so many great flavors that I really enjoy, and even my kids enjoy them. We have the cocoa, fruity frosted, peanut butter. All these are really great combinations. They enjoy waking up in the morning and getting some Magic Spoon right off to start their day great before they head off to school. I think everybody listening should give Magic Spoon a try, or if you've tried them already, it's time to reorder. Let's get you some more Magic Spoon and get your day started right.
Hey, when I finish a podcast late at night, the first thing I'm thinking is not sleep. It's let me grab a delicious bowl of Magic Spoon before I go to bed.
So go to magicspoon.com/survivor to grab a custom bundle of cereal and try it today. And be sure to use our promo code SURVIVOR at checkout to save $5 off your order. And Magic Spoon is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. Remember to get your next delicious bowl of guilt-free cereal at magicspoon.com/survivor and use the code SURVIVOR to save $5 off. Thank you, Magic Spoon, for sponsoring this podcast.
And we're back. So let's dive into this hot mess express of the Vati tribe and their scramble up until tribal council. So what are both of y'all's thoughts on everything that started to go down with that scrambling time?
I mean, one thing to know is they're just a mess. Just a mess. I think that's a great way to describe them so far.
I mean, I had to watch it twice because it was so messy. I couldn't understand what was going on. And Daniel, my friend, what the heck? Like, bro, I think that he's gonna get in so much trouble once he gets back from that tribal because he has severe all his connections on this game, all of them.
Yeah, he wanted to play the middleman there, and sometimes it's not great to be in the middle because then you get caught with everyone saying, I thought you were with me, guess not, and then everyone's saying, Daniel's double dipping over here.
And blaming Chanel for his vote. Like, no, bro, you wrote the name, and it's your vote. She can't vote. Like, you can have people tell you to vote one way, and then you vote whatever way you want. So, and then blaming it on her, it was like so shady. It's terrible, terrible.
Yeah, Daniel was just a lot of, you thought, like, I watched it and I was like, all right, Daniel, calm down. And then you keep going, like, Daniel, calm down. And then, no, Daniel, stop. And he just kept going. And he just wouldn't stop. But, I mean, thinking about from the very beginning of that whole sequence, I remember Jenny just kind of saying, I just really hope that Chanel plays it safe. She needs to play it safe when she goes, I know what this journey is like. I went on it. And she knows she needs to play it safe.
Yeah.
Jenny was in that situation saying, I wish Chanel would have been here. And honestly, it's so important decisions that are made in this game because had a different person from Vati went on that journey, you could have seen something very different. It could have been a completely different outcome with that tribal council and all that went down. But speaking of Chanel, so we see a little bit of the segment there between her and Omer. And for me, I found it interesting only because I felt like there was a little bit of contradicting there. And then the decisions that were then made absolutely no sense.
Yes. I thought that he knew exactly her position and was going to help her. And I think that she thought because he knew he was going to vote the other way. I don't know what happened. I don't know why they voted like that. I mean, it is what it is. But I feel that after all those conversations, she should have played safe. Because you never know. You never know. Like, you just met this person. So,
I mean, also thinking about from her point of view, I can see Omer being very trusting. I feel like he's a very easy person to trust.
Yeah.
So I could see, and I know that Chanel comes from like the org community.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that just knowing that people who are in the org community are usually a lot more risky, and they usually it's a different type of trust. They're usually building trust through online, and now to build trust in person, it's like, ooh, trust, because it's more authentic and genuine. So I wonder if that kind of is hindering her a little bit in this, possibly.
That's a really interesting piece right there. And coming from Omer's perspective in the sense of based on the information that he gathered from Chanel, if I'm in his position, I probably make that decision as well because she really nailed it home how important her vote was going to be. And if someone is saying that directly to your face, why would I protect my vote if you know that they need their vote, so they should be protecting theirs?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I thought that was what was going to happen. Clearly, it did not.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
It did not. A great television moment. So I'm here for it as a viewer. But as a player being in that situation, I'm like, oh, shit. I guessed and read that person completely wrong.
Well, womp womp.
Yeah, what can we say? I just don't understand what happened there, to be honest, because they were like, she was pretty clear with him.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if she just thought that, he would, because he's so trusting, that he would just kind of want to make sure she was safe, so that he would play it safe, so that she would then have the opportunity to risk her vote. Which, I mean, I can see, but at the same time, if you're going to tribal and it's it's such a,
And
she
you
even said,
know, yeah, you know the situation and you are in. So why risk it? You need the vote. You should not, at that point, you should not play with your vote.
yeah, sometimes
And
risking it for the biscuit is not worth it.
right. And she already has the knowledge of knowing that Mike does not have a vote. It would have been different situation had Lydia or Hai went because they had not known that knowledge.
Agreed.
Yeah.
But with that, Chanel returns back to camp. And I think it was told last season with people that had gone to the island, they really got barely any time to strategize with their tribe before fully going to tribal council.
Yeah, by the look of the sun, it was already setting down, and once the sun starts setting down, you head out for tribal, because once you get there, it's dark. So yeah, possibly they don't have enough time to discuss what they're gonna do after they come back from that summit.
The summit.
The summit, yes, the good old summit. I found it interesting because they were trying to run into a scenario to have a vote split occur, but you could see in Hai's face saying, "What? Why?"
Yeah.
Why? Yes.
A split vote when you have that little numbers is just wild to me.
Doesn't make any sense.
It's terrifying. That means you have to legitimately fully trust every single person. And this was their first tribal, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, in your first tribal, that's like the scariest tribal of them all. Because you don't know where people stand yet.
And you're going in with people that are in your alliance that have no votes. And you have this knowledge. So it's even scarier.
Oh,
Because like you're there, but we can't count on you. Like it's like you're not there. It doesn't matter.
yeah. Wild.
Well, speaking of tribal, because it was mentioned prior to how scared people were, and that was a very scary tribal council, and one of the wildest ones I've seen in quite some time. And it's only wild to me because I just thought it couldn't have gotten any worse than it did.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so bad. It was so terrible. I wasn't even there. And well, my roommate doesn't follow the show. She doesn't know, and she knows I was on this show. She has like an idea of what happens. And while I was watching it the second time, they were discussing if they were gonna go to rocks or not. And there's a shot of Mike, and he's so sweaty, so sweaty. And she passed by, and she said, like, I don't know what's going on, but he's sweating a lot. I'm like, you have no idea what's going on. Like, they have been probably in front of that fire for more than an hour, and there's like a tense situation. So even her that doesn't watch the show knew that there was a very tense situation going on there.
It really was tense, and the whole thing starts with Hai discussing that this is the tribal that's going to, really show tribal lines, but
Who's
also
with who?
believes, that the tribe is really strong, unified as one, and that they'll kind of recover from this.
And then you have Chanel chiming in, "Hey everyone, I played it safe." Oh, did you? Did you, Chanel?
Oh no. Well, she's going to be found out to be a liar very soon.
Well, yes, the exposure is absolutely coming her way. And then Daniel, we've been touching on Daniel so much. He explains to us all why he's going to lose 42.
Wow, so insightful.
Yes. Why? Like, why are you putting a big, like, an extra target on you, because you already have a target, bro, and then you keep adding stuff. Like, he really wants to be voted out. I feel that he wants to be voted out because he's going like so wild and crazy.
The only thing that I could possibly think, and if it's not being shown, I'd be very disappointed if he was purposely playing up being kind of like, he wants to have people perceive him as kind of like the aloof guy that's kind of paranoid, so that people don't want to vote him out because he's easy to beat. But I don't think that's the case, unfortunately.
No, I think he is just being paranoid and letting it show.
Yeah, I know. And I was like, damn.
But why would you out yourself at tribal council saying, "I can't win this game"? I'm thinking to myself, you're giving people so many reasons to vote you out, just saying, all right, you know what? We just don't need Daniel in the picture because Daniel makes us all paranoid, and we were pretty chill, but he is all over the damn place.
And it's your first tribal. Like, why will you say all of that on your first tribal? Like, your first tribal needs to go smooth, go in, do the vote, and leave, right? Oh my God, Daniel. We'll have a conversation at some point.
I cannot wait for that conversation. I want to hear about that. But speaking of that, we get to the votes, and the votes are red, but there's only 4 of them. And it's a 2-2 tie between Jenny and Lydia.
Mm-hmm.
And I think from there, High saying, wait a minute, what's going on?
What happened here?
And so, with anything with a tie, we go to a revote, and the revote happens, and there's only 2 votes this time. Wow. Crazy. 1v1 tie. Still, we're tied. We're deadlocked.
And then poor High. Where are the votes? They had to like, where are the votes? Oh, bro. And then they have to like disclose who doesn't have a vote. Oh my God, that trial was so terrible for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody.
Jeff cracked me up though, because when High said that, Jeff's like, wait, I will get to it. Essentially, High was stealing Jeff's moment, and Jeff's like, I will explain.
Take it easy, High.
Yeah, that was just wild when with High just not knowing where the votes are, but also just the fact that, then it makes you remember, oh yeah, not everybody knows about Mike and not everybody knows about Chanel. So now, well, nobody really knew about Chanel.
Chanel, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's always fun. I was hoping so badly that they were going to go to Rocks. I saw this happen and I was like, Rocks.
Me
Rocks.
too.
Who would you have wanted to get rocked out though in that scenario?
I mean, I can't tell you exactly that I wanted, probably not one of my picks, but like I wouldn't want to see someone necessarily get rocked out. I just wanted Rocks to happen because Rocks is really exciting.
But I still think we got the dramatic scene that we needed without Rocks happening at this tribal council.
I bet you that if they would have gotten go to Rocks, it was gonna be Daniel, because Rocks are like the karma. When you don't want to do the rocks and when you like refuse to do this, like the game bites you. So I think like I have this thing that it probably will have been him if they would have gone to Rocks.
But also too, High played it really well because essentially Daniel from the beginning, the get-go said no Rocks. And so High saying, all right, well, I'm going to vote for the person I want out because I know you don't want to do Rocks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was when High was just like, "Mom, keep him to my vote." And
he was so direct with it.
Yeah, super loyal. I'm not gonna change my vote. Not gonna change it.
Just smart, very smart move.
Mm-hmm. And then you have Lydia essentially moving forward in this game, knowing, all right, High stuck his neck out on the line for me. Gonna be loyal to this guy. And then you have the Daniel and Chanel exchange too going on in that scenario. And if I'm Chanel, like, this was my ally. Screw that. Peace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Daniel severed all of his relationships on this game, at least on this tribe. Like nobody's gonna trust him. And now it opens the door for High and Lydia to use him though, however they want, because Chanel doesn't want to work with him anymore. Neither does Mike. So
I actually agree with that. I think High and Lydia now have the upper hand in this game because they can either choose to go with Mike and Chanel taking the easy vote to get out Daniel, or utilize Daniel as just one of their numbers going forward.
Yeah.
I would probably take Daniel, to be honest. I mean, he'd be a little wild, but I don't have to tell him everything.
And he's desperate now. He's desperate to stay in this game, and he'll probably go in any different direction that's going to keep him in this game.
Yeah, maybe this tribal was his like turn around in the game and stop the paranoia and just be chill, bro. Just be chill. Also, okay, so Daniel throughout this whole episode remind me of Animal Crossing. Okay. Do you guys play Animal Crossing or no?
No,
I know that I'm familiar, at least.
Okay, so in Animal Crossing during the winter season, you have 2 snowballs, right? And you have to you have to roll them around the island and make them bigger, and then put them together and make a snowman, and you get like a reward, right, for making the snowman. But you can either make your bowl so big that when you try to move it, it explodes in your face, even though you have the right size because you kept moving it. Or then when you're gonna put it on top of the snowman, it breaks. And this is exactly what happened to him. He started rolling that ball throughout the island, and then when he got to put it on, fuck him over. I think that's what happened to him. Daniel, you need to recover fast if you want to stay on this game. So you're lucky that there is another day, same in Animal Crossing as is in Survivor. So let's see if you can redeem yourself on the next episode.
Wow, I wasn't expecting Animal Crossing to be involved in this analogy, but you pieced it together quite perfectly there.
There's another day in both islands, so let's see. You need that 5-star island, Daniel. So start working on it because you really screwed up on this episode.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm sure he has heard it from many of people, not just the people podcasting, but friends saying, Daniel, what?
What the fuck, bro?
So with that, essentially, sticking with the Jenny vote. Daniel flips his vote to vote out Jenny. You guys have any thoughts on Jenny? Because I actually think she would have been someone that would have been so fun to follow along with this season. I think she had a good mind for the game and everything, and just got cut short.
Yeah, I feel that she was gonna be more of a thinker, cerebral, that person that brings kind of like the power behind the face. You know what I mean? With really good moves, and manipulating people really good. And I think that because of the situation, she missed her chance, sadly.
Yeah, I totally agree. I definitely when I first saw everybody, the cast, she wasn't somebody that was high up on my radar, but seeing her actually play, I'm like, okay, very interested. And I agree. I do think she's the strategist. That's who she is.
Yeah.
And I am sad to see her go, but I'm really happy that my pick didn't go. So I'm not.
Yes. I still have 3.
I still got all 4.
Oh, damn it. No,
Yeah, so
good for you.
We can do a quick fantasy draft update at the moment. Sarah is currently in the lead with all of her picks still in the same. Lyrsa, myself, and Cody still have 3, luckily. Johnny just lost his pick, Jenny, and Nat's pick, Daniel, is looking real great right now. So slightly worried for Nat at the moment. But yeah, I like how even it is at this time. I think it's good. We all had really good picks.
I think so too.
Yes. Really excited about this.
We got money on the line, so don't forget that.
And remember, Johnny will match if you put money in the pool. Johnny will match whatever you give us.
You heard it here, folks.
Johnny doesn't win any money because he already lost his pick. Sorry. So with that, Lyrsa, thank you so much for coming on this podcast with us.
Anytime.
So yes,
you will be back. It's been so much fun. Anytime you can give me a call. Boop, I'm here.
Yay!
Yeah, we love that. You're basically a staple with us now. You're stuck with us.
Aw, thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Lyrsa. We always love having you. It's always a good time for sure. So we have to definitely keep updated on our fantasies and how everything's going throughout the season too.
We will. We'll see who's the winner and who wins our pool too.
I hope it's me.
I hope it's. I think everyone hopes it's them. They want the money. I mean, Lyrsa.
I have Jonathan. Come on.
You go, when we first did it, you said, I just need money to pay for my DoorDash tonight.
Yes. But I don't have money for DoorDash. I just want money for traveling. So
understandable.
I mean, you can do something with a good $100, and I have to unfortunately throw in a little bit more because my pick got voted out first, sadly.
Oh. We're
Sad
sorry,
thing.
Lauren.
Are you though?
No, I'm not. I was concerned it was gonna be me putting the extra money because I had Jackson. I'm like, oh, does that count? Like, do I have to put more money? But yeah, sad.
Yeah,
but
we need to clarify that next season when we do it. Is it the
Mhm.
first person voted out, or if a medevac happens, who's technically the first one eliminated? We will fix that because then we don't have to run into it
if
again.
their name is not written down in parchment and it's taken out for any other reasons, then it doesn't count.
All right, we'll stick with it.
All right.
But with that,
Perfect.
Sarah, bring us home.
All right. So throughout the week, we have a couple of different shows on NSFW to keep an eye out for. So we have Brent and Bobby with Big Brother on Wednesdays. We have Survivor After Show with Alex, Johnny, and Matt also on Wednesdays. And we have the deep dive throughout the week. Usually Alex Rubino and guests usually appear with him. So those are the shows to keep an eye out for. And then we have our show next week. We will be on Monday at 8 o'clock, I'm assuming. And keep an eye out for us, and we'll have a good time talking about next episode. Excited to talk about how Daniel works out in this episode, I think the most.
And we have another special guest coming on with us
Yes.
next week, and it's probably someone many people have not seen in quite some time. So we went deep back into the day a little bit with this one from. I'm not going to spoil it. You guys just have to check it out to see who it is.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone.
Yes. Thanks, everyone. Thanks again, Lyrsa. And we will
You're
definitely
welcome.
chat soon.
See you soon, guys.
Yes, absolutely. Bye.
Bye.
And for more reality NSFW content, visit adfreensfw.com.